And before beginning, I would love to hear from you if you are seeking financial advice or have questions. I've put together a very short Google Form survey, the link is in the description, and I'm really interested to hear what your single most important financial advice question is. I have some fantastic quotes for you folks today from Stephen A. Cohen, founder of the hedge fund SAC Capital Advisors. Cohen's success behind the helm of SAC and other ventures, including his newer venture capital arm called Point 72, has earned him the occasional title of the hedge fund king. Let's start with Cohen's thoughts on leveraging data for your trading. If we're all looking at similar data sets, then you're betting on your ability to sift out information that no one else can. You kind of have to assume that these are techniques that are well understood. Unless you're getting exclusive data sets or totally unique data, then there's going to be limited value to your data. What makes for a successful analyst or trader at Cohen's firm? He defines a few traits that he's seen in the pool of talent his firm works hard to develop. I think the most successful people in my firm have an identifiable, repeatable process. They're constantly stressing risk management. They're keeping their rules simple and following their most important ones. Cohen talks a lot about his early interest in trading in the stock market. He highlights two particular people who really fired his curiosity. My grandmother used to always talk about stocks. So did a babysitter of mine who stopped in when my parents were gone. I thought it was so interesting the stories they were telling. These companies ended up making them money. Cohen is a well-known philanthropist who gives it to a wide variety of causes. I'm sure it leaves him feeling good. He has this line on the giving spirit. There's something to be said for giving and helping to change people's lives. Let's hear more about Cohen's early spark for the markets. I have this memory of him from his teenage years. I used to go down to the local brokerage firm and stand outside no matter what the weather was and watch the ticker tape go across. I went there every day and eventually they invited me to sit with the brokers. And Cohen has added onto that brokerage firm story at a later time. I used to read the sports pages in the New York Post. The financial pages were right after it. It was just natural to keep going. How does Cohen's fund identify all their great trading opportunities? Employing over 1,000 people, he credits his analyst workforce. A lot of it has to do with real solid work. I have 150 analysts monitoring thousands of companies. From that you get a sense of what's going on with these companies beyond investor calls, transcripts, and data to build a picture of what's going on with the economy. What does Cohen think about the correlated rise in the financial sector and the growth of the highest wealth? The increase of the weight of finance in America's GDP came about not so much by increasing the numbers of those employed in the sector, but by increasing the take of those high up in the industry. Cohen was involved in the Robinhood discount brokerage service. He thinks the app would be just too awesome for his younger self to pass up. If I had Robinhood when I was a kid, the ability to trade all that stuff on an app, I would have never left my room. I would be on it all day and all night. I don't know how the kids are treating it. Many say the last 15 years has been particularly difficult for hedge funds. Cohen mostly agrees and cites some difficulties he sees. It's really hard to maximize returns and maximize assets also. When the hedge fund business was newer, people were proud of generating 25-30% returns each year. Now they're trying to figure out the intersection of the assets under management against the returns investors will be willing to accept. He's elaborated on this change in environment for hedge funds at a different time. It's hard to find ideas that aren't picked over and harder to get real returns and differentiate yourself. We're entering a new environment. The days of big returns are gone. Cohen's fame turned into a bit of infamy when his fund was involved in a huge insider trader scandal. The SEC was successful in their prosecution and Cohen spent 2 years a step or two away from his fund. He had this to say. The way I understand the rules on trading on insider information, it's very vague. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to fill out the survey in the description if you are after financial advice.